Round 7 brings us to Montreal, the hairpin, the chicane, the wall of champions. It's Thursday night, turn out the lights. One, two, three, 4, 5 lights, and we're racing in Suzuka. He's got a whole load of Josh Mills right behind him, and Mills gone into the chicane to win the Suzuka Grand Prix. He's got to do it. Oh, this is getting naughty, it's getting silly!
Round 7 from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. This is the SimRacingHub 2025 Canadian Grand Prix. I'm here tonight, Janos Magasrevy, without the usual Matthew Hartley. So we'll be taking a look around this track. 4.361 kilometers, is 70 laps this race. The track has 14 turns and 3 DRS zones. The compounds for tonight are the softest available. They are C5, C4 and C3. So this should be an interesting race with lots of drivers pushing to the limit these soft compounds. Alright, we are only a few minutes away from the start of qualifying. So let's switch our overlay here and hopefully we get a feed from the track. Eventually. Alright, there we go. Let's see, we're starting qualifying in 1 minute. Who do you think is going to be on pole position tonight? My bet is, as usual, Argenis Riera. Alright, last time around I believe the sound level was not too good, so I'm making sure that my volume is higher this time, and I also have to make sure that you can listen to the cars. So with that said, let's move on to qualifying. It's already 9:14, few seconds to go to 9:15. Let's go. Alright, the server is switching sessions and we are now officially in qualifying. At least we get to see this time from the beginning. Last time around we had some technical issues with the audio from Matt Harto. It wasn't picking up and it took a while to fix. But it's working this time, so let's go with it. Everybody's lining up already, nobody's wasting any time. And as you can see at the front is Josh Mills. Appears to be, no, he's not the front guy, the usual Argenis Riera at the front. Alright, so whoever is in the chat, please let me know if the audio is coming through and if you can listen to me. I'm gonna go with the trackside cameras for now, so the audio doesn't overlay too much. Okay, let's start enabling all the overlays for the qualifying session. Here we go. Drivers are on their outlaps right now. So during the practice these past 2 weeks, the fastest guy was a guy called Florian Becker. He tends to be at the top of the table, but he's He's not able to race because he's in Europe and the time zone doesn't line up. But second to him is Argenis Riera with a time of 109.002. So let's keep an eye on this to see if he's able to go in the 108s. Ezequiel Montero was also very close at 109.014, so only 12 thousandths of a second separate these two drivers, at least from the practice point of view. Let's see tonight if they show their full potential. Alright, so who's first? Let's go with Argenis Riera on board. Fastest sector 1, 119.1, 3/10 faster than Montero on his first time lap. Sector 2 was at 22.4, Montero did a 22.6, so Argenis Riera is definitely showing his power right now on this lap. Let's see if this is a 108 right out of the gate. 108.9, there we go, already showing the 108s. Let's go with Josh Mills. Nobody is putting a purple sector right now because that was a mega lap from Argenis Riera. Ezequiel Montero is second right now, 6/10 off the pace compared to his nearest championship rival. We are all hoping for tonight's proper connection, let's say, with Ezequiel Montero. Last time around he had a game crash while leading the race, similar to what he had in Suzuka. It was related to Logitech. It was not his connection or the server kicking him out. It was just a Logitech plugin, I don't know, I think it's called G-Hub. That seems to be causing some issues in our factor, so he was hopefully able to fix this. Let's see if we get a proper race tonight, a race to the finish, because last time we were robbed of that. It was going to be a nice end to the last race. But he dives into the pits. I suppose he doesn't have enough ERS to continue, so he's going back, put a new set of tires and try again because he's really far from the top time. Let's see who else is out. We have Alejandro Sanabria in my car, which I have loaned him for the rest of the season, and he's doing a great job so far. He's probably in the same positions that I would have been had I been racing already. So in around P4, that's my usual spot, P4, P3. So yeah, nobody is setting purple times here. I don't expect that to be the case. Although I do see Argenis Riera out on track again. He doesn't think that his 108 is good enough, you know, to claim pole position, even though he has 6/10 on his nearest competitor. Montero is going to be out again, and I'm sure he's going to put a proper lap time this time. That seems to be like he's trying to go safe first, and then he's going to go broke on the last one. This is one of those tracks where you need to be careful because the walls are very close and it is a very fast track. So any minor error here usually ends up in you hitting the wall. So blue flag is being shown to Riera because he had one of the Red Bulls behind, but he doesn't care. He's starting his flying lap as well. Here we go. Let's see when we start looking at the timing sheets if Riera is actually improving, although he had a bit of a wobble there. Exiting turn 2. Oh, touching the grass. Saying hello here to my friends Skyscream. I bet it's you, Elise Tape. You're in the hospital. Let me know if the audio is fine. Last time you said yes, but it was not fine, so it's your fault. Alright, so Montero put out 19.3. That was a personal best, but still far from the best time, which was a 19.1 from Riera. Slow sector 2, not his best either, so he might improve slightly on his own lap, but still very far away from pole position. So this is indeed looking like another pole position from Argenis Riera. Speaking of pole positions, last year, Argenis Riera took all pole positions throughout the year, except for the last race, which he didn't race, so that it doesn't even count. But before him, it was Josh Mills in 2023. Elise Tape was watching this. He took pole position, I think it was away from me in 2022. In 2021, it was Argenis Riera again, and in 2020 was Ivan Georgiev. Those are our last 5 pole sitters. Alright, nobody improving here. Let's go on board with Josh Mills. Josh Mills is on his out lap. He's 5/10 away from Ezequiel Montero, so it kind of looks like this is going to be Argenis Riera first, Ezequiel Montero second, and Josh Mills in third place. He's not too far from Alejandro Sanabria though in fourth, so we'll see what happens at the last few seconds of the qualifying. Alright, lots of drivers setting personal best times. Juan Orrego though, diving into the pits, he's coming out again. He is missing a front wing. I think it loaded now. We have Juan Orrego replacing Oro Acosta tonight again. Oro missing, he has some personal things to do today. So it's a shame that we're gonna miss Oro again, not his year so far. And then the other one that we are missing tonight is our friend Richard Walcott, who's being replaced by Aaron Rabi. So the usual drivers here showing up as substitutes. You know, the Argentinian squad is what I call them. Alright, nobody's improving. That first lap time set by Riera, that pretty much killed everybody's hope. Set the tone for qualifying immediately, so we haven't seen a single purple sector since the beginning when he set all 3 of them right away on his first out time lap. Argenis Riera coming into the pits. Let's see if Josh Mills is doing something. He's encountered some traffic going on the back straight here. That might help him a little bit with the draft, but I don't think, well, maybe if he pushes hard enough, he might be able to squeeze into second place. Let's see. Josh Mills, no, only 43 thousandths, just 43 thousandths of a second away from P2 right there, but that's it for Josh Mills. He's not gonna have enough battery for another go at this. Let's see, Dejan Kovacic, he just finished his lap. He moved up to P4. Alejandro Sanabria out there in P5, not setting green sector so far, so this is not gonna be one of those laps. Who else down there? Let me see who's improving. At the bottom we have John Cook. Let's see if he can move up from P18. The captain John Cook, yes, he does move up 1 position up to P17. Alright, let's go back at the front. We have Montero setting both personal best times in sector 1 and 2. This is looking much better for Montero. Oh, Montero, he lost it. He hits the wall of champion, and it's no surprise. He's been a champion here 3 or 4 times. I lost count already, and he is hitting the wall, pretty much putting an end to the qualifying session right then and there. Right, so we are already waving the checkered flag. Let me remind you, there's no safety cars here, so drivers need to move out of the way as quick as they can. And if one driver encounters a yellow flag, then proper caution is to be taken. So yeah, Montero was looking very good, but I don't think he was going to be able to snatch pole position away from Riera, even with those, 3 green sectors that he was putting out. All right, so let's see who's still out there. We have Montero coming back after that crash. Jean-Pierre Lalancette, he's in P6. All right, nobody putting a last-minute effort here, apparently. Juan Orrego, everybody's coming back into the pits at this point. Let's see, there's still a couple of drivers that are out there. One Jean-Pierre Lalancette, Juan Orrego. We have Darren Fisher coming back from his vacation in Haas. Darren Fisher in P8 right now. Looking good. That the Haas team is definitely one of those teams that have improved a lot since last year. They have a nice pair of drivers this year, and they are showing up in the standings, which we will cover after qualifying. Sean Higgins, one of the 2 cars that are still on track, and we have Jean Cook, who seemed to be in a rush. Maybe he's still trying to set a lap time here. Let's see what happens at the end. These are the only 2 cars out there. Alright, and they're both coming into the pits. So with that, let's show the results for qualifying. So Argenis Riera in P1 with a fantastic lap, a 108.9, the only driver in the 108s. Then we have Ezequiel Montero with a 109.5. Josh Mills in P3, Dejan Kovacic in P4, Alejandro Sanabria in P5, Jean-Pierre Lalancette in P6, Juan Orrego in P7, Darren Fisher in P8, Richard Haney in P9, Aaron Rabbit rounds up the top 10. On the back tail of the grid we have Glenn Cooper in P11, Sean Higgins in P12, Bill Worrell in P13, Jacobo Cardoso in P13, Ricardo Sinio P14, Tony Mitsales P15, Steven Broderson P16, John Cook in P17, Cliff Van Leeuwarden in P18, and P19 for Jeff Oppenheim. And I believe somebody just left the server. Let's see if we can find out who that was, because we had 20 drivers last time I checked. Let's see. As soon as we move to the next session, we will find out. I'm preparing everything here. Remember, I also have to set up everything for the server. So, alright, now we are waiting. We're moving into warm-up session, which is going to last for 5 minutes. I'm gonna prepare the grid while we are at it, but we need to wait for whoever was it that left the server. And that was, well, it wasn't Jeff, because Jeff is showing P20, so somebody left within that time frame. And let me set the order. Okay, let's see if we return whoever that was. Oh, it was Jean-Pierre Lalancette. He had a power cut. Oh wow. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't last for too long. Wow, this guy has one of the worst laps I've seen ever. Since SimRacingHub. Definitely really tough luck for Jean-Pierre Lalancette. But let's go back and let's go over the current standings. So we have, for the drivers, we have Argenis Riera leading the championship with 118 points, taking advantage of 2 retirements from the lead from Ezequiel Montero, who's in P2 with 86 points. Then we have Josh Mills in P3, 81 points, not too far from Montero. Jean-Pierre Lalancette in P4, Richard Walcott in P5, Glenn Cooper in P6. I am in P7 for now, but I'm dropping like a stone. P8 is my substitute driver Alejandro Sanabria, P9 Dejan Kovacic, and Oro Acosta rounds up the top 10. Now let's switch over to the team standings. Right, here we go. On the team's front, we have Mercedes-AMG Petronas with 141 points, clear from Red Bull Racing in P2. Aston Martin, like one-man team, Aston Martin with Argenis Riera and Ricardo Sr., all 118 points coming from courtesy of Argenis Riera. And then we have McLaren in P4, Scuderia Ferrari in P5, MoneyGram has F1 team in P6, Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, God, they need a few more names to this team, they are in P7. P8 belongs to Williams, P9 to BWT Alpine F1 team, and the last on the table, our favorite credit card team, the Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing Bulls F1 team with 0 points, the only team left to score a point this season. So we'll be cheering tonight for Jeff and for Steven Brotherson. Hopefully they are gonna stop this bad streak of 0-0 and they'll get a point. This is one of those tracks where you can score points taking advantage of retirements and crashes from other drivers. Alright, so we have some people practicing here, preparing for the start and testing their car with loaded fuel for the race. We're gonna have to pay attention. Somebody's gonna have to help me out with the tires for this race, and maybe I need to get a piece of paper here if I can find it and to keep track of as much as I can, but it's gonna be difficult. One man job tonight, and it's not easy. Alright, let's see. Let's open the timing indicator here. 1 minute left of warm-up. Hopefully I did not forget to play anything. So yeah, this is the schedule. By the way, if you haven't seen it, tonight is round 7 of 18 rounds. So we are approaching halfway point of the 2025 season. Then 2 weeks later we're gonna be racing back in Europe for one of the best, streaks of races here, the Austrian Grand Prix. Then we go to Silverstone and then Spa-Francorchamps. So we have a nice round of favorite tracks here. Alright, so we are 35 seconds to go. I think our friend JP came back. Let's see how many drivers we have. Let's see. I'm getting a message here from Jean-Pierre. 1 minute. Let's see what's going on with Jean-Pierre. Let's see, I'm waiting for his response. He's the only driver missing. Okay, so he said, give me 5 minutes, please. Sure. Alright, so let's restart the warm-up. Alright, let's restart the warm-up for another 5 minutes. We have restarted the warm-up while we give Jean-Pierre a chance. Let's see if his power returns. and we were able to have a full grid. That was a shame. He lost power. Oh, well, he's living in Canada, so who knows what's happening out there in Montreal. I know they had some issues last year as well with power outages, but this is not the time to have power outages there. It's not even winter, so Elise, I know you are, I think you're also in Montreal, so if you can, share some experience about this power outages there to our people in the chat, if you're the only one. Let's see. We have one driver out there, our friend Bill Worrell. We are waiting for Jean-Pierre Lalancette. We're gonna give him a courtesy 5-minute wait because he asked. Normally, if you don't ask for it, you're not gonna get it. So at least you gotta ask for it. Alright, let's see. We got 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes to go. So yeah, this championship was setting up beautifully for Ezequiel Montero, but these 2 retirements really costing him a lot. So he's gonna need some luck, or some bad luck to happen to Riera as well, in order for him to catch up to him. So we have quite a battle going on here in the warm-up. Alpine here trying to come with a move here. That's Bill Worrell that we're watching. Which one of the 2 Alpines is this one? Let me see if I can catch the number somewhere in the car. He has the yellow T-cam, so I think that would be Jean Cook. No, Jean Cook has the black one, so it's our friend Jacobo Cardoso chasing the red Ferrari for Bill Worrell. So still nothing yet from Jean-Pierre Lalancette. Let me find out if his power is back and he's just restoring. He's on his mobile phone, so let's see. Jean-Pierre is typing. Two minutes to go with the warm-up. Oh, he still has no power. Right, so he still has no power, so he's gonna go and blame the utilities company for a discount. Oh my god, poor Jean-Pierre Lalancette. This is his home race, and it's not looking good for him. 1 minute to go. Hopefully his power comes back, but it's already about 10 minutes since he was disconnected off the server because of the power outage in Montreal. Well, there is power on the track for sure because we have timing, so less than a minute here. I'm crossing my fingers we get to see Jean-Pierre Lalancette. It's always a shame when you have a driver that's put up all the practice and then something beyond his control happens like this, and then he's not able to race. So hopefully within the next few seconds his power is gonna return and he can join the server and race. Alright, 15 seconds to go. Let's see if he's had any luck here. Let's see. Ah, poor Jean-Pierre. Poor Jean-Pierre. I'm so sorry, my friend. I tried here, but we need to get everybody on board if they're willing to wait. But apparently some people have to go to work early tomorrow, so yeah, it's already quite late. All right, let's move on to the race session here. And I did not set the starting grid. Hopefully it's good this time. Let's see. Argenis Riera, Montero, Mills Kovacic, Sanabria, Cliff and Jeff. Yes, this should be good. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Timing. We can lower the tower for now. Alright, the drivers are setting themselves on the starting grid and we'll go over it in a bit. I'm gonna see if this feature works tonight with the overlays and we go over the starting grid that way. Argenis Riera here sitting on board. We got the indication that the formation lap is good to go. So let's go through this starting order for the SimRacingHub 2025 Canadian Grand Prix. Pole position for Argenis Riera, Ezequiel Montero in P2, Josh Mills in P3, Dejan Kovacic in P4. P5 belongs to Alejandro Sanabria, Juan Orrego in P6, the first McLaren, Darren Fisher in P7 for Haas, and Richard Haney in P8 for Kick Sauber. Second McLaren goes to Glenn Cooper in P9, P10 belongs to Sean Higgins in the other Sauber, Bill Worrell, the first Ferrari tonight, P11, and P12 for, I missed that one, Ricardo Senior P13, Tony Mitsalis P14, Steven Broderson P15, and P16 belongs to the captain John Cook. And looks like somebody else left, or we're missing something here in the overlay, but we have Cliff Van Leeuwen P17 and Jeff Oppenheim P19. I think it didn't catch John Cook. But anyways, we can go through the order here manually. Let's go with the onboard shots here. Argenis Riera in first place, Ezequiel Montero in second, Josh Mills P3. Let's turn on the timing indicators here. Alright, and the tower. So you have, let's see here, one sec. Let's put this driver box instead. Much better indicator here. So Josh Mills in P3, Dejan Kovacic in P4, approaching the last chicane. Alejandro Sanabria P5, Juan Orrego P6, Richard Haney P7, Aaron Rabe P8, and now I just remember that I need to set up for the replays. Let me try to do that as soon as I can. There we go. So we are about to start the race here. Let's see what happens tonight in Montreal. Everybody's lined up. Hopefully the lights turn on without any issues. There we go. And we are racing in Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Our Janis Raider had a good start, and then looks like Josh Mill tried to catch Montero on the outside, but he was not able to do so. We have a yellow flag. Looks like Higgins is dropping places, so we'll go back to that event after a couple of laps. So right now the order is, at the front at least, is still the same. We have Riera P1, Montero P2, Mills in P3. So the front of the pack here did not move. I did see some drivers dropping at the beginning, so I suppose there was some type of incident at turn 1. Alright, start turning on all these overlays here for the battles. Our Janis Riera already pulling in away from Montero in P2. Let's go on board from Montero here. Yeah, it's quite a gap already. And Mills is right there behind the two front runners here. Hopefully we get to see a three-way fight here, extended battle. Let's put it up there, because they are still close. They are, well, Mills is already 2 seconds behind Riera. So that Riera has a fantastic car, you can tell, for this round. He's not playing with toys tonight, I guess. Battle for third is already just my friend Josh Mills. Ooh, almost lost it there. That's gonna put Mills at a disadvantage here. Dejan Kovacic definitely starting to catch up with the Red Bull driver here, and let's see if he's able to make the pass, because DRS should be enabled at this point. Let's go on board. Approaching here. Let's see if he can get close to Josh Mills. Any indicator here that DRS is open? I'm trying to find out. He's not open yet, so I guess he's not within 1 second. So Kovacic is chasing the Red Bull driver of Josh Mills, who had a big wobble there, exiting the second chicane. Let's see what other fights we have. We have Jacobo Cardoso, a nice little train here of cars. Wow, we have how many cars there? 4, 5, 6 cars. These are all very close, so let's use the extended battle here. Yeah, very close this fight. Cool. So at some point we'll get back to the start of the race, then we'll have a look at the replay. Let's see if I can play that right now. Actually, I think it was Sean Higgins dropping a few places at the start, so let's see if this works. Yep, so that's the start of the race. Let's see what happened at turn 1. Oh, we had a crash there. One of the race symbols hit the Ferrari there. I think it was Bill Worrell, because he's dropping last. I'll get a chance. Ooh, and then another one there. Oh my god, that was a scary start. Let's see if I can get another look at that turn 1 incident. Let's go back to live. And at the front it's still Riera now. 1 second clear of Montero, so he's not able to pull away further. That's good. That means we might have a race tonight, but definitely the two drivers here are way ahead of the third place. Oh wow, what happened here? Josh Mills, he was off track for 1 second. Oh wow, he lost it there, and now he got passed by 2 cars. Dejan Kovacic and Alejandro Sanabria now move ahead, P3 and P4 respectively. Mills is gonna go for it at the chicane. I'm sure he's gonna try to pass at least one of the 2 cars. So let's go on board. Oh, Sanabria has also the DRS, so this is not gonna be easy. Wow, look at this train of cars now, thanks to Josh Mills. He's gonna get desperate here. I think we should go on board with Josh for a while. A quick look at the stream to see if everything is fine so far, because otherwise that would have been a gigantic waste of time for me if this is not running. But looks like it's okay. We have 9 concurrent viewers already. That's good. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done it yet. That's the only way to help the channel grow and also helps the league. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for all the live SimRacingHub 2025 season. Alright, so we still have the same cars here. I think Sanabria is still gonna have DRS from the car. Yes, so this train of cars is going to be really difficult to pass if everybody has a DRS. So Dejan must have very low downforce, because he's even though he doesn't have the DRS, he still pulls away from Sanabria. So that's good for him. Slovenian driver, rookie of the year. He won the Winter Series, so looking good so far in P3. That will be his first podium of the season tonight. Let's see who else is fighting. Actually, let me try to get another look at the start. I want to see if we can get an onboard from... let's see, maybe let's try Brotherson to see if that was the one causing the chaos at the start. Let's try it. Let's see, it's another look at the start. Yeah, so Brotherson had some missing the braking zone there, and yeah, causing some chaos. Bill Worrell took the hit there, and then rejoined the track with some more traffic to go. So yeah, not the cleanest of the start here for Steven Brotherson. I'm sure there will be some reports after the race, so that we're gonna have to take a look. So going back to live now. Well, the replay at least works fine for the start of the race, but then it gets trickier when we find some incidents. Well, so far your leader here, Argenis Riera, 2 seconds clear of our friend Ezequiel Montero. Let me start enabling. Let's see which tires these guys are using. So the 2 front runners are going with the soft compound. So soft for Riera, soft for Montero, and then Kovacic, Sanabria, Mills, and Arrego are running the medium compound. Darren Fisher is running the soft, Haney medium, Cooper medium, and Cardoso the soft tire that rounds top 10. Only 2 drivers, the 2 Ferraris for some reason, are running the hard compound. So they must know something nobody else knows. Okay, let's see what fights do we have. We have one here, the train that we were following before. So these 3 cars are within less than 1 second here. So Mills is gonna start to get desperate at any point. Let's enable the automatic scrolling here. Go to gap. We'll get to see the gap to the next driver. Wow, so yeah, I don't think Sanabria is going to be able to hold on for this too long, especially if he loses the DRS, which I think he's about to do. He's 1.2 seconds behind Kovacic, so this is looking better now for Josh Mill in reclaiming at least P4 for now. So let's go on board and let's watch, because I think the pass is going to come in this lap. Setting up here at the hairpin, and then he's gonna get here the DRS, and let's see if that makes any difference. That wasn't the best hairpin for Mills. He lost some ground actually. So let's see if this DRS is very powerful and he's able to get close, but nope, it's not gonna be close enough. Actually, he lost ground. So yeah, looks like we have some fight here. I guess Sanabria is putting in the work. to keep not an easy task, you know, let me tell you, to keep Josh Mills behind. I've had to do that a couple of times. There was one here where I was leading the race actually, and he passed me on the last lap, you know, to claim victory. I think that was in 2023. That was very painful for me, but yeah, like I said, it's not easy to hold Josh Mills behind for too long. Let's see. I think this is our closest fight right now. We also have Cardoso. This train of cars here that are starting to get separated at this point, with Glenn Cooper leading it. Actually, Richard Haney is leading this pack. Yeah, Richard Haney there, but followed behind by Glenn Cooper and then Jacobo Cardoso. Aaron Rabi is also joining the fight, but still slightly behind the three front cars. Supposed to be a four-way fight, but yeah, it's getting interesting. Let's go again with Josh Mills trying at the chicane, and not enough. We are already lap 10 here, and he's been unable to pass for the past, what, 3 or 4 laps already. Or he's gonna try it at turn 1. Not the easiest of ways. He's gonna get on the inside, these two. Let's see, Sanabria holds their outside line. Oh wow, this is gonna be hairy. But he's able to do it. Good job there, Josh Mills, making the pass finally. Now he needs to get on with it and catch Dejan Kovacic. He's now 2 seconds clear up front, so no DRS, so he's gonna have to do the work on his own. Alright, so well, we had some battle at least on that end for a couple of laps. Let's see who else is getting close here. At the rear of the grid, we have no retirements yet, but I'm sure Bill Worrell thought about it. He was sent to the last place, not the ideal way to start the race, especially this one, and especially in SimRacingHub where there's no safety cars. So the only way to make up ground here is just by putting fast lap after fast lap. And that's probably not gonna happen given the way Argenis Riera is running. So Bill Worrell here looking already really bad. He's 1 lap behind, and he's 8 seconds behind the next car, who's Steven Broderson, the one that seemed to have caused all the issues at the beginning. And then we have Cliff Van Leeuwen, 45 seconds already in P17. 2 seconds behind Jeff Oppenheim, the other credit card car. And then we have not a fight yet, but it's 8 tenths behind our friend Ricardo Senior. There is another Aston Martin here, by the way, and he's driving it. But yeah, it's looks like the Greek Tony Mitsalis is pulling away in the Williams. So nothing going on here yet, but I'm sure we'll get back to this one. Jean Cook on his own league right now, I guess, is 8 seconds behind Sean Higgins and 7 seconds ahead of Tony Mitsalis, so he's having a lonely race so far. We have Sean Higgins just 3 tenths behind Aaron Rabi, so Higgins here is trying to catch up. Look at this helicopter view that we have tonight, pretty cool. So let's see if Higgins tries an overtake here, like Josh Mills also. Turn 1, not the best place to pass here. I think the main straight, the back straight is the best place to pass, thanks to DRS, and then just dive bomb into the chicane. But if you mistime it, you're gonna bounce and gonna hit the wall of champions, just like Montero did in qualifying. So nice little battle here. We have Aaron Rabi in P11, and then we have P10 for Jacobo Cardoso. This train seems to be stretching now. Jacobo Cardoso no longer part of the pack ahead. He's actually 2.5 seconds behind Glenn Cooper in P9. So Cooper and Haney are, having their own race tonight. Let's see if the veteran here, Glenn Cooper, can catch up to the other veteran, Richard Haney, who's doing a great job so far in P8. Beyond that, we have Darren Fisher in P7. Juan Orrego is not forget about Juan Orregos. He's in our star substitute driver of the season, replacing our friend OTTO Acosta, who's unable to race tonight. We'll hope to see him back, hopefully in a more consistent basis next time around for Austria in 2 weeks. Then we have Sanabria, who just lost his P4 to the Red Bull driver, the Josh Mills. Sorry, let's remember that we lost Jean-Pierre Lalancette at the end of qualifying thanks to a power outage. So tough luck there for my friend. I suppose he's watching the race. So yeah, just hop into the chat, man, and then we can talk about the race and let's see what happens. But so far it looks like this is going to be a show between Argenis Riera and Ezequiel Montero. We are on lap 14 and nobody has pitted yet. Let's see if I can record here which tires they're using. And we can keep an eye on the strategies. Actually, I should probably do a screenshot. That might be the easiest way. Screenshot of this and then we can check back on it later. So this is what they use to start the race. Good. Much easier. Alright, so on their own here, driver box. Let's enable this. Now have a look at how things are going. What's the current top speed? Remember, that's the trick here. The trick here is to check what's the top speed, and immediately the drivers are gonna dive into the pit lane and we won't be able to see that. Already lap 14. Let's see, we have Sanabria. This might be one of the closest fights that we have right now. Sean Higgins catching up a train of cars here. Let's go with extended battle because this is turning now into a three-way fight between Cardoso, Aaron Rabi, and Sean Higgins. So let's watch this on board from Sean Higgins' Kick Sauber green car. You can see the steering wheel there. Let's see how fast he can go. Aaron Rabi trying to pass up front. He's able to clear the Alpine of Jacobo Cardoso. Now it's going to be Sean Higgins' turn with the DRS as well. Let's see if he tries on the outside here, just like Josh Mills. Not enough, not enough, but this is going to be very close in this lap. I think Cardoso might be starting to suffer from those soft tires, giving up. It's already lap 15 and Sean Higgins is on the medium tire. So yeah, this is where the performance starts dropping, especially with the C5, which is the softest compound. He's gonna start suffering here and he might be diving into the pits at any point. I think we are within the pit window. So let's see if it happens in these laps. Cardoso just lost it there. Let's go with Cardoso. He's able to recover immediately, but I'm sure he's thinking about coming back and diving into the pits in this lap because those tires are, I think, in my opinion, they are gone. So let's see what happens at the end of the straight here if he continues further and just gets into the pit lane. I'm also watching the Stanley Cup final, by the way. I'm here in Florida. The Florida Panthers are like 5 minutes away from where I live, so this is my team, and it's 3-3 already. Wow, I missed a couple of goals. So yeah, Cardoso dives into the pits as predicted, and he's the first car here to make a pit stop. He's switching now. Let's see when they load. Hopefully it's not another set of soft tires, otherwise he's repeating his strategy here. Cardoso, let's write it down. Cardoso started with soft and pitted on lap 16. Alright, I'm gonna do my best to see if I can keep up with the pit stops here, but it looks like it's the soft compound. I'll put a question mark because it's not clear. Sometimes you know that our Factor 2 doesn't load the tires immediately, so it's kinda hard to see. Alright, what other fight do we have? We have Josh Mills now already. Wow, so something happened to Josh Mills because he just lost again his position to our friend here, Alejandro Sanabria. So I'm gonna try and rewind here. Let me see if I can find the replay. Okay, let's rewind it and see when did we lose here. Let's see. Rewinding like the old times here. I'm hitting rewinding the tape manually. But I think this had to be an issue from... Oh, no, it was not an issue. That was a clean pass by Sanabria. So I wonder if... let me rewind slightly more to see if Mills had a wobble or something, because he was clear ahead of Sanabria. He must have had some type of mistake where he lost some ground. I'm only going to check this lap if it doesn't... No mistakes so far. It looks like Sanabria just did it cleanly, so good job for Sanabria there. Alright, so we are back live here. Still, we have Mills chasing Sanabria. Looks like this is the fight of the night. It's turning out that way. I wonder if we have our friend, No Specifics. I haven't seen her in the chat. So if you're watching No Specifics, you know, give us a shout out. Oh, I see the chat here, Joseph. Yes, they are real people here. No bots, nobody's, no AI racing. So these are real people driving tonight here. They are, I think it's more entertaining than the actual real races. Although we don't have a Max Verstappen here, you know, dive bombing George Russell, but it's still, you get to see some action. So yeah, let's see. Sanabria pulling away. Josh Mills not having his best race. He seems to be struggling. I think, well, I don't know if he's going to pit soon. He's on the medium compound. He should still go for a few more laps. We have Montero in the pit lane. We are missing these two because we were looking at the other fight. So looks like Riera pitted and he's going to reclaim P1. So Riera started with the soft. And he's gonna go with the hard tires for Riera. Wow. So I think Riera pitted on lap 18 with the hard compound. I wonder if he's gonna go all the way to the end. Now let's go with Montero. Let's see what he's doing. Montero put the medium tire. Alright, so Montero started with the soft and now switched to mediums. Interesting fight going on here. I think Argenis might be shooting for a one-stopper here, although it's gonna be very tricky. There's still 50 laps to go. And remember, this is the softest of the compound, so the hard tire tonight is the C3. Not exactly the hardest. Alright, let's go down the order here to see if we have any fights going on. I think the closest might be this one here, with our friend Glenn Cooper, the only British driver in the grid so far. We used to have two. Matt Harto was the other one, but you guys know what happened. He's actually now a father of twins, and he's on his way to Portugal as we speak. That's why it's just me alone tonight here, and hopefully I get to see some more interaction with you guys on the chat, so that it doesn't become too boring for me. And I'm gonna have to start drinking water because I seem to be speaking quite a lot so far. Alright, 0.4 of a second between these two cars. Let's see, current speed, last lap time. So yeah, Glenn Cooper is definitely catching our friend here, Richard Haney. These two have got to be one of the most veteran drivers here in the grid. They've been racing forever. Even before I joined, the first league where I joined, these two were racing, and then they came over here. You might know them. One is a Coopster, I believe is his nickname. The other one is Rick's Racer, if you ever see them in other games. Right, half a second between the two. Let's see if Glenn Cooper can get close. Is DRS active? Nope, not close enough. So this might go on for a little longer. Any other fights going on? Let's go down the order here. Trackside between Cardoso, who just was trying to make a pass there on Ricardo Sr. Let's see if he tries this time. At the end of the straight here, as soon as the DRS opens. Right, the DRS is open. Cardoso is gonna go for it. Easy pass by Cardoso. There we go, Cardoso moving to P13. And we have, well, that was easier. We have our friend here, Ricardo Sr. diving into the pit lane. Alright, hard tires for Ricardo Sr. Let's see what other fights do we have. Glenn Cooper still. I just heard from our friend Jean-Pierre Lalancet that his power just returned. Well, you're only 22 laps late. Yeah. Tough luck, my friend. It looks like this is the only fight that we have. Well, actually, Argenis Riera and Ezequiel Montero are 1 second apart. So looks like Montero gained some ground, even though he tried the overcut here on this track, which I don't think it ever works. But that might explain it. He's running the medium tire, and Riera is with the hard compound. DRS enabled for Montero. Let's go with Montero on board for at least this lap. He seems to be the fastest driver right now. He just set the fastest time. Coming up with traffic there, the other Aston Martin. Montero really getting close now. Half a second now. I think Montero might be able to pull a pass, but if Riera is on a one-stopper, he needs to get with this soon as possible. Oh, big wobble there, exiting the last chicane. So yeah, we went a full lap there with Ezequiel Montero, and now we have a fight for the lead of this race. They are definitely in two different strategies. Montero running the medium compound, the yellow banded tires, and Argenis Riera decided to go with the hard compound. So right now we have Josh Mills entering the pits. So Mills started with mediums and he's coming in on lap 24. And he put the soft tires. What the hell is this? He's on a 3-stop strategy? Wow, this, I don't know. Well, maybe the soft is good enough and good enough to make it a 2-stopper, but he's definitely gonna have to pit again. I don't think he's able to reach the end of the race with a set of soft tires on lap 24 of 70 laps. No way. 3 tenths separate these two. Montero is gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. Oh my god. Riera defending the inside. Let's go on board. Oh wow, this, oh, we got a yellow flag on sector 2. I don't see any drivers dropping the order, but these two are gonna be fighting for it. Yeah, Montero did come alive with the medium compound, and remember the hard tires, they take a couple of laps, you know, to get some temperature and start showing some performance. So Riera might be struggling with this. You know, he's in that phase of the tire life where he needs to ramp up the temperature to see the lap times. All right, I think traffic might be some influence here tonight. Let's see who's there. We have Jeff Oppenheim. He's about to be lapped here. Let's see if he doesn't make it too complicated with these front runners. I can hear already, you know, Riera saying blue flags up front. Let's go on board with Riera. Okay, so Jeff is moving out of the way. First car is clear. Let's see what happens now with, okay, both of them are clear. Good job there, Jeff. Our most veteran driver, I think, is Jeff. I don't know. I think he's 75 years old or something like that. He's in the 70s for sure. But definitely enjoying his retirement racing cars here. All right, now the gap went up slightly now after the traffic, but still it's half a second only between these two cars. So we have a fight for the lead here, gentlemen. Let me see if this actually works here, the positions gains and lost. So I think it's working. So Mills dropped 6 spots. Oh wow, who's that? Is that Kovacic? No, it's not Kovacic. That must be Darren Fisher. Darren Fisher. What's happening with Fisher? He's Darren Fisher. Wow, he's gonna be our first retirement of the night. Let's check the replay here quickly. Let me rewind it as quickly as I can, and let's go on board to see if we can catch something. Maybe he lost his engine. Oh yeah, I think he lost his engine. That's what it sounded like. For some reason he lost all power. Well, no. Let me see if he retired. Yeah. Wow, so our first retirement of the night comes from Darren Fisher, Canadian driver, on his own race. What a shame, he was doing good. But yeah, first retirement. Looks like a engine failure for Darren Fisher. Well, going back to the live, oof, we have a couple of fights going on here. We look at this train here. Let's see, they are, wow, Dejan Kovacic trying to pass here on the inside for Glenn Cooper. He's making it, and then Josh Mills is gonna go and take advantage of this too. Desperate driver Josh Mills right now, dropping after his pit stop. So now in P7, but these cars up front are gonna be pitting soon. This pit entry is very dangerous, by the way, because you have to keep going straight. So if you're following a car and then decide if you're gonna be pitting, you might hit the rear of the front car, just because you don't have to stop for the chicane. So it's always quite tricky, you know, to pit on this track. But look at this fight here, 4 cars and about 1 second between all of them. Richard Haney leading this small train of 4 cars here. This is the fight for 3rd place, at least momentarily, while the cars up front pit. So after Haney pits, the order should be set again with Dejan Kovacic. He was running in 3rd place. Let's remind you of that. What happened to Sanabria? Sanabria was doing well, but then I guess he made his pit stop. I kind of missed this one. Let's see, Sanabria is running the soft compound now. Sanabria started with the mediums and now he's on softs. Alright, so definitely be, because it's gonna be stopping again. I wonder if he's gonna put a medium compound or another set of softs towards the end. We are approaching the halfway point now. Lap 29. Let's go back to that strain of cars here. Looks like Dejan Kovacic was able to make the pass. Let me see if I can find it, where he made it. For some reason, every time I try to get the replay, it takes a while. But this is how he made the pass on Richard Haney on the very fast drone camera that we have here at SimRacingHub. Nice little pass there at the chicane. So there you go, clear ahead. And now looks like Josh Mill was able to do the same thing. I don't think that happened on a straight though, so let's see if we can find how he did it. If he loads, there we go. Josh Mills, wow, this had to be a nice pass here. Whoa, let's dive here, it doesn't hit the bridge. That was a good pass by Josh, no DRS involved, although I think that's the second DRS zone, but not an easy place to pass. Sanabria close to his friend Aaron Rabi. Two Argentinians here going at each other. Sanabria is gonna go for the pass. I think Aaron needs to pit. He makes the pass. So now Sanabria is back at P5. And Josh Mills was able to get by Dejan Kovacic. Let's find the replay of this. Looks like this happened on the back straight, probably thanks to the DRS. There we go, yes. Wow, so Josh Mills, he tends to run very low downforce. So yeah, that's quite an advantage when you're chasing somebody on the back straight, obviously. And then you have the DRS on top of that. Alright, so Josh Mills is removing Dejan Kovacic from the podium, from the last podium step, but definitely not over yet. We've seen Josh making some mistakes tonight. Oh wow, so I just heard reports from Darren Fisher. He said that his headset lost connection. Wow. Oh boy, that's so disappointing. Well, I mean, there's a way to continue without sound, but again, not the most ideal way of racing a car when you can't even hear the engine or the tires, or you're just lost a full sense. Wow, look at that fight on the back. I think that's Kovacic getting angry at traffic. Let's see if we can find who's that Williams right there. I can't tell from here. Let's see if it's Cliff. No, it's not Cliff. It has to be then Tony Mitsalis. One of two Greeks that we have actually in the league. The other one is Sotiris Tirogiou, I think is his last name. Forgive me, Sotiris, if I butchered your last name. I haven't memorized it yet. But I know it's Sotiris. Alright, who do we have up front? We have the two guys again. Oh wow, 310s only this time. So yeah, Riera unable to pull away. But I think Montero is in a worse position now because he's running the medium compound, and I suspect Riera put the hard compound because he wants to go to the end of the race just with one stop. So if that's the case, I don't think there's a chance for Montero to win this unless something happens to Riera. You won't be able to make up, the full time lost of an extra pit stop that he's gonna have to make. And I also don't think that the mediums are capable of reaching the end of the race either. Well, I haven't asked anybody here on the chat in a while, but let me know if the audio is clear and if you can hear the cars at least. Because last time I was sounding very low. Let me bump it up a little bit. It's better to have louder sounds than no sound at all. So, wow, he made the pass. Montero made the pass. He cut the chicane at the end. I don't think he's gonna allow Riera back because that had nothing to do. Oh yeah, he had. So he overshot the chicane. Let's find the replay here, and let's see what happened between the two. Yeah, so Montero got a nice draft here behind Riera on the chicane, and then he's gonna try the pass, and definitely overshot the chicane. In the past there was a wall there, and you couldn't go through the chicane like that, so it's kind of lucky that that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, good fight going on here. Montero trying, he needs to get on with it. It's hammer time for Montero as soon as he gets by Riera, but Riera will not make his life easier at all. These two have been racing for years. One of the fastest drivers that I've ever seen here at SimRacingHub. I think they have like 7 championships between the two of them. Montero definitely trying. He should be leading the championship, by the way, but we all know what's happened so far in 2 races. So let me show you the table right now. Oh, this might be the, yeah, we have the wrong table here. That's the table for the teams. I'm gonna load the one for the drivers. So that's Argenis Riera, well ahead, clear of Ezequiel Montero. So if Riera wins tonight again, he's gonna pull away for another 7 points. So Montero definitely needs something to happen to Riera in order for the championship to become close again. But the way things are going tonight, I think Riera is gonna end up with the weak victory here. But we'll see. I'm known for jinxing drivers, so tonight, Riera, you're my guy. Alright, let's look at the 1v1 battle here between these two. Going down the list, there's another fight here. We have Richard Haney, very close. How come? Oh, okay, I think... oh, look at this fight here between the two Saubers and Glenn Cooper. Wonder if I'm live. Yes. Alright, a 3-way fight here for P8. Battle for P8, very close veterans here, all of them. Our league is filled with veteran drivers. I think our average age must be running around 50 or so. Definitely in the 40s. I'm having a quick look here to my right to see how the game is going. Last time I checked, it was 3-3. But before the start of the qualifying, the Panthers were winning. It's still 3-3 and we are in the 3rd quarter, so wow, if the Oilers come out of here with a victory, then this Stanley Cup is gonna get interesting. Definitely a rematch from last year. Right, going back to Formula 1 here at SimRacingHub. What's happening up front still? This looks like it's gonna be the case for the remainder of the race if Riera is not pitting anymore. In 3rd place we have our friend Josh Mills, very far behind the leaders. I'm not sure if he made another stop because he's now 28 seconds behind Riera in P1. And then we have in P4 Dejan Kovacic, just ahead of Alejandro Sanabria in the 2nd Mercedes. So yeah, these two might get close towards the end, depending on the strategy. I didn't see when the Kovacic pit Kovacic started with the mediums, and so did Sanabria, so these two must be running a similar strategy. Let me see. Kovacic is running the medium as well, so he definitely needs to beat again. Just because of the rules, he needs to switch compounds. And Sanabria, in theory, is good to go, but I don't think he's capable, well, not capable, but those tires are capable of reaching the end of the race, especially after pitting in the early 20s. Alright, so moving down the order, we have Magasrevy in P6. He's the first Ferrari here tonight, substituting for the only Bermudan in the grid, our friend Richard Walcott. And then we have Juan Orrego, another substitute here, in for Oro Acosta. He's running in P7, all alone, nobody nearby. And then P8 is for the other McLaren of Glenn Cooper. We were just watching this train going on, but looks like Glenn Cooper is pulling away slightly. The two Saubers are finding traffic right now. One of the credit card cars there. Sean Higgins in P9, then P10 belongs right now momentarily to Richard Haney. So the two Saubers are in point scoring positions. And then outside of the points, we have John Cook in P11. I think this could be his breakthrough race. I think he's still with 0 points this season. So yeah, it's gonna be a one hell of a fight though, because he's 28 seconds behind Richard Haney in P10. And then P12 goes to Ricardo Sr. in the second Aston Martin. 9 seconds behind John Cook and 10 seconds ahead of Jacobo Cardoso in P13. Jacobo not having his best race tonight. He was showing some potential on Tuesday during the practice and also the mini races. But definitely things are not working out for him tonight. I'm kind of curious to see what he has to say at the end of the race. Alright, so in P14 we have the Greek Williams driver Tony Mitsalis. He's 8 seconds ahead of Cliff Van Leeuwen. That's our second Williams, so the two Williams are close to each other, but in P14 and P15, nobody's fighting anybody here. And then we have Jeff Oppenheim in P16, 8 seconds clear of Bill Worrell, who we know what happened to him at the beginning of the race. Suffered from an accident there at turn 1. So he's probably struggling here with some damaged suspension. I don't think he repaired that, but it's possible because he dropped immediately 1 lap down. And the last car still running, it's Steven Broderson, 13 seconds behind Bill Worrell. So he's running his own race right now. Steven Broderson in the last of the Racing Bulls. Alright, so while we were going through the full order here, Ezequiel Montero made the pass, so I'm gonna try my best to see if I can find when did this happen, because we were going through the order for a while. So let me start rewinding, and that may have been in this last lap or the lap before. Well, let me see if we can find. Yeah, he immediately put away, so definitely faster than Riera, but on a different strategy. So he needs to start showing in the fastest times possible. Looks like, yeah, that's where he made the pass. So I'll go with my super ultra fast drone camera here to have another look at this pass from Ezequiel Montero on Argenis Riera. Nice draft there, taking the racing line, and then not a chance. He kept it within the lines this time around, no cutting the chicane, and another DRS zone for him to pull away. So there you go, Montero making the pass to take the lead of the race. Riera taking in some time there, 6/10 now behind the Argentinian. Let's go with the 1v1 fight here so that we get the timing comparison. So last lap, Argenis Riera 3 times faster than Ezequiel Montero. This is for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. And I still haven't seen no specifics on the chat room. I wonder what's going on. She must be checking on Josh Mills, you know, race engineer or strategist, coming up with some plan for him to grab. Oh, look, Montero is already into the pits. Wow, that was early on in this stint. No wonder he needed to make the pass. Okay, so let's see what happens now. That is probably gonna be another set of mediums. And yes, there you go, another set of medium tires. So this was lap 42. Medium tires. So Riera pitted on lap 18 for a set of hard tires. So it's gonna take some time here for us to figure out if Riera is going to pit again or not. But he's now well ahead of Montero, so that puts an end to that fight, at least temporarily. But let's keep an eye to see if he pits. I don't believe he will, or maybe he's planning to use the soft tires towards the end. But the hard tires are definitely, you know, they have much more durability than the C4 and C5, which is the medium and the soft. Alright, let's go through the order to see if we have another fight going on. They are starting to get spreaded out, so I don't see any... Oh, Riera is pitting again. What? Wow, now this is surprising. This is something else. So let's go with Montero to see if he's able to make the pass again. That was some weird strategy there by Argenis Riera, using the hard compound and only going for that long. So definitely now advantage Montero. Wow, look at that. So Riera is just exiting the pits and he put another set of hard tires. So Riera going to the end for sure this time. I'm a bit surprised of how little those hard tires lasted. I kind of was expecting him to go at least to lap 50, but not this early. So I think he's reacting to Ezequiel Montero. Sometimes the undercut is very powerful on tracks like this, especially when you put this softer compounds than the hards. But yeah, Montero now clear ahead. 5 seconds already clear. Oh wait, it looks like Riera had some. For some reason, he's slowing down substantially. Let me run a replay quickly. Maybe he had some situation here, losing control. Ah, yes, there you go. That explains it. So he lost it at the chicane and hit the wall. So maybe there's some damage in Argenis Aston Martin rear right suspension. Let's see if we can look at the onboards to see if he has a bent steering wheel. Let's find out when he's going on a straight. Well, that doesn't look broken to me, so let's keep an eye on the lap times for Argenis Riera, who's now 6 seconds behind Ezequiel Montero. So lead change in the race, proper lead change. Even though Montero made the pass on track, but then he went to the pit lane on the lap afterwards. So now this is the actual order. Ezequiel Montero leading the race on lap 44. So we are well past the halfway point here, and if my calculations are right, I think these two are good to go to the end of the race. But I've been proven wrong before, so who knows, maybe they're gonna put both of them a set of soft tires. But if anybody wants to stay on track, that has to be Argenis Riera, just because he's on the hard compound, so that would make no sense at all, you know, to go back into the pits and put the softs. So Montero did find something with the mediums, and they're working really good tonight, and he's showing. He has the fastest lap, 1:12.055, almost breaking into the 1:11s. But now we have Argenis Argenis Riera setting the fastest sector 2. So if he was able to set the fastest sector 2, I don't think that car has any damage that's gonna compromise his performance. Alright, we have a fight here. Magasrevy again. Now this time chasing the green car. Kick Sauber from Richard Haney. Let's look at the last lap times between these two cars. So Rabi just behind, so obviously not showing a quicker lap time because he's already caught up with Richard Haney, but definitely, at least from what you can see on the outside, looks like the Ferrari driver is faster. So let's see if he's able to pull a pass in this lap once they get to the DRS zone on the back straight. Or if he's brave enough, he's gonna try it here, just like Josh Mills did at the end of this second DRS zone, which I think is an unnecessary zone. I think they are abusing the DRS quite a bit here on this track. Just the back straight is more than enough here for DRS. So no, that did not help at all, but yeah, braking wise, that looked much better from Magasrevy. Now let's see if he gets close enough to Richard Haney before the... Oh, look, they're gonna be reaching traffic soon. That will be Tony Mitsalis and Argentine. Oh, Magasrevy, he makes the pass. Maybe Haney got distracted by traffic, but that was an easy pass, and then he got really, really far ahead now. Wow. Alright, let's go with Montero, who just set the fastest lap of the race. That is quite a statement here. 1:11.791. So we have the first driver breaking into the 11s with a fresh set of medium compounds. Now he needs to be careful though, because he's putting the medium compound, and if he overuses them, he's gonna find himself in a tough situation at the end when Riera with the hard compound is probably gonna have more rubber left to fight for the lead. But he's 5.4 seconds ahead of Riera in second. I guess Riera is just trying to, to manage the tires, and maybe he doesn't have to do another pit stop, which was quite surprising, to be honest. He made it very early. I probably would have done soft and then hard, and then the soft at the end, stretching the middle stint a little bit longer, but he must have been reacting to Montero. And look who's in third place. We have Alejandro Sanabria. I'm definitely not going to try to find out how that happened, because that probably was a bit long ago, but he's now in third place, so great looking here for the Mercedes drivers, both of them in the podium. So go Mercedes tonight. P1 and P3, so great race for Sanabria. I'm wondering if Josh pitted. I already lost track of Josh's tires. He's showing the soft compound, but that was the same tires he was using before, so I suspect he must be let me see if this works. Yeah, this graphic here, I don't think it ever works. It's showing one stop to the front runners, and they've definitely pitted more than that. So I'm gonna have this to out of cycle again. Alright, so Juan Orrego fighting here for P5. So Dejan Kovacic starting to dropping here a little bit his performance. Remember at one point he was in P3, but now he seems to be struggling. Now it could be the tires. The tires are giving away. So we have Orrego with the mediums, and Kovacic is running. Let's see if we can take a look. He's running the soft tires, so he's probably at the end of life of this compound, of this set. He probably going to be pitting. Let's see if he pits in this lap, because we are almost lap 50 here. It will be a good moment to pit and then put a set of soft or mediums and make it all the way to the end. It's no longer a fight. He's able to pull away slightly. Let's go with Sean Higgins. This fight has been going on for quite a while between Glenn Cooper and the two Kick Saubers. Even though Richard Haney decided to be removed from this fight a couple of laps ago, when Aaron Rabi just flew by him on the back straight. I think Haney got distracted by traffic, and he was lifting or he's running his own race. Sometimes you do that as well. You can just think in the long term and save tires, and maybe that pays off. So he's within the point scoring positions yet in P10. Alright, let's go with Higgins here. Looks like this is our closest battle that we have. Less than a second between the two cars. Yeah, Higgins is getting close, but it's not easy to pass Glenn Cooper, I'll tell you that. He tends to defend very well. The DRS is open. Let's see if he tries on the inside. No, I think he's... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, that makes it easy there. Mistake from Glenn Cooper cutting the chicane. And that made life easier for Sean Higgins, who's now in P7. Let's go, Sean, here. Let's see if you can get a nice finish after your DNF last time around. So, already... Well, these intervals are... Well, he's 7 seconds behind now, Juan Orrego in P6. So let's see, Glenn Cooper already dropping out of the DRS detection point, so he's 1 second, 1.1 seconds behind. Oh, he's showing 1.5 already here. Definitely Higgins much quicker car right now on track. Wonder if Cooper needs to be pitting soon and change those tires. He has the hard compound. Fastest lap of the race, Josh Mills, 1:11.6. So I'll remind you, there's no points for fastest laps, but he reclaimed now P3. So I guess he pitted, and then Sanabria had to pit too. So now Sanabria's in P5 with a fresh set of soft compounds. So Sanabria putting the soft again. I assume he pitted. I completely missed out. Alright, so Dejan Kovacic in P4, still looking at a podium here, but it's gonna take some effort, to claim 7 seconds from Josh Mills. He's definitely on a flyer. He's the fastest car on track right now with the soft compound. That has to be a new set of soft as well, so I'm sure Josh made his second and probably final pit stop of the night. But well behind the leaders here, 37 seconds behind Argenis Riera in second place. And Argenis is 6 seconds behind our race leader, Ezequiel Montero. We are all hoping here tonight that Ezequiel gets his finish here. He's able to finish the race. He's leading a Grand Prix again. We don't want any surprises like in the past race, so cross your fingers here. Oh, we have Elisa Tape here. It's Skyscream. What's the status for Argenis and Ezequiel? Well, looks like Ezequiel is on a different strategy, but he's leading the race. So I'm not sure if Riera has some issues with the tires, and he's unable to put, to cover longer distances with the mediums. Montero seems to be able to do this because they both pitted around the same time, but Montero put the mediums and Riera put the hards. And yet Riera just pitted right a lap after Montero, so that, at least to me, it made no sense. I think he was just reacting to the undercut. But yeah, he's not getting close. Let's see what else we have here. We have a fight, Cardoso here. Fight for P12. Cardoso makes the pass on Ricardo Sr., who dives into the pit lane once again. I think this is the second time we see this, where we go with Cardoso passing Senior and then Senior just goes into the pit lane. So that's it for that fight. Let's see what's the closest one we have. Looks like, well, there's not a single. Brotherson parked the car. Who knows how many? Looks like 11 laps ago, apparently. We completely missed that one, so that makes Steven Brotherson the second retirement of the race after Darren Fisher, who suffered from a headset disconnection, so he lost sound completely, and you guys know how difficult it can be to race a car without hearing it. That must be very, very hard to do. Not impossible, but very hard to do, and you can easily blow up the engine without knowing when to shift. It's basically racing by memory, not an easy task. Josh Mills, our quickest guy at the moment, but still very far behind the lead. So unless something really bad happens at front, he's gonna finish in P3. Riera took some time off from Montero here. He's 5 seconds. Oh, Montero seems to be dropping. Not dropping substantially, but he lost some ground, although it could be the timing. Sometimes it's off. But now 5.3 seconds ahead, so lost about half a second or 7/10 of a second in that last lap. So let's keep an eye here at the front. These two are starting to get close again. Right. Yeah, Riera starting to take some time off from Ezequiel Montero, so I'm wondering if Montero, is starting to save the tires. I'm not sure about the fuel situation for this race, but normally a race with 70 laps where you are full throttle for quite a while in the lap requires some sort of fuel saving at some point in the race. So it could be that Montero is starting to save fuel and save the tires. If he wants to stay up until the end of the race, which I think is the case here. It's 14 laps to go, so pitting, if he has to pit, it needs to happen as soon as possible. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's good to go to the end, and so is Argenis with the hard compound. Okay, the closest now again we have the two McLarens, Glenn Cooper chasing Juan Orrego. They are 9 and 10. So at some point they switch order here with the Saubers, which are running in P7 and P8. The two Saubers into the points, well into the points tonight. And then we have Orrego trying to fend off his temporary teammate here. Juan Orrego, he's been driving whatever car is giving to him this year. He's been in Ferrari, I think McLaren for a couple of times. So rival teams, and still you can always count on him for this. But definitely probably hearing on the radio now the Zach Brown, hey, multi-21, multi-21, here we go. Let's see if Cooper makes the pass. Easy peasy, not a fight here from Orrego. Same team, so keep it clean. Alright, so that was the end to that fight for P9. Up ahead we have Argenis Riera. Gap still remains the same within 5 seconds or so. Even though sometimes he goes slow to 4.5 and then he goes up again, so that might be some track timing sensors. Let's see what's close so far. One of the closest that we have is this one, Ricardo Sr. The battle for P12. Matt Hartow's favorite position, P11, which belongs to John Cook, at least momentarily. He's 43 seconds behind P10. So if Young Cook wants to claim his first point of the season and at his home race, then he's gonna need some sort of a miracle, or at least a DNF from the top 10. That can also work. So going back here with Cardoso and Ricardo Sr., not so close. 1.5 seconds between the two, and now there's a long train of traffic cars here around. They seem to have left by the two Saubers, and I think that Alpine right there was Jacobo Cardoso, yes. And then Bill Worrell is in P14, recovering from that incident at turn 1. I didn't see it, but there were some reports in the mini races that he was testing out if the track was capable of dropping a red flag while leaving his car, stranded on the track. But obviously that doesn't work. So, well, I guess there's some form of karma here for the red car, suffering immediately at the start of the race. So yeah, he's down there at P14. The other Ferrari looking much better tonight. Aaron Rabi, this would have been Richard Walcott, but he's not racing tonight. So they're doing a good job here. Aaron Rabi, P6, taking some points for the Italian team. Any changes here? Trackside. Oh, there we go. It looks like some, not team orders, but there we go. We got Richard Haney diving into the pit lane, and I suppose this is gonna be the soft tires coming on. Let's wait and see. Not loading yet. I don't think it's gonna be the hard tires, especially with just 11 laps to go in their case. I think it's 10 laps to go because he's already a lap down. So at some point the compound is going to load. I don't believe this is the hard compound. It's just, we'll take a look at a bit later. Okay, going back to the front here, 5.5 seconds, no action between these two. Argenis Riera and Ezequiel Montero, so 10 laps to go. Apparently this is how this race might end. Riera coming up with some traffic here. That's John Cook, the captain John Cook. So that puts John Cook 2 laps down. So the front runners are definitely on a separate league right now. They have lapped all the way up to P6. So only the first 5 drivers are within the lead lap. And if things continue the same way, it looks like they'll be able to lap Alejandro Sanabria in P5. He's 1 minute behind the race leader. And then Dejan Kovacic 57 seconds behind the race leader. So these two are probably the next victims here for Ezequiel Montero and Argenis Riera. I don't think they'll be able to lap Josh Mills. That's going to be quite a feat to do. But yeah, for sure, Riera and Montero in another level right now. Just 5 seconds between the two, and then we have 45 seconds between Argenis Riera. Sorry, 40 seconds between Argenis Riera and Josh Mills in 3rd place. There's Josh chasing one of the Williamses, that's Cliff Van Leeuwen. Blue flags, and then he makes the pass. Yeah, long way to go. Lap 61, we are approaching the end of this race. Let's see if the tires for Haney loaded this time. Yes, there you go, the soft compound. So that took a while. Let me check on Riera. Yeah, Riera is actually on the hard, so that wasn't a mistake from the game not loading. Because we did see when he pitted that he put the hards, but it takes a while to load, as you saw with Richard Haney. There's a fight going on here again between Glenn Cooper and Sean Higgins. This could be the last fight that we see until the end of the race. Just looking at the timing sheets here, we had a brief yellow flag. Let me see if a driver is dropping down the order. No, I don't see any reaction here. Alright, so Glenn Cooper trying to snatch P7 from Sean Higgins, recovering slightly. So at some point a few laps ago we saw the two Saubers in front of the McLaren drivers, and now the order has switched around. We have still one Sauber ahead of the two McLarens, but Glenn Cooper is in P8 and we have Juan Orrego in P9, and then we have Richard Haney in P10. So if Glenn is able to get Sean here, yeah, it's gonna put McLaren in a much better position. And then we'll see if Juan Orrego is also able to pass down Sean Higgins, for P8. Let's go on board. At least we have a lap here with Glenn Cooper. Have Kovacic in the pit lane. Switch to that momentarily. Kovacic pitting again. He just put a new set of soft tires, so let's see if he goes for the fastest lap, even though it's worth 0 points. So why take the risk? He's now in P5. Obviously he got passed by Alejandro Sanabria. We'll have to keep an eye on Sanabria to see if he pits again. I'm going by memory, maybe they were already P4 and P5, but I think Kovacic was ahead of Sanabria before his pit stop. Alright, let's go back with on board with Glenn Cooper. Wow, the game is 4-4. Wow, 19 seconds to go. The third period. This is going to overtime. Wow, it looks like the Panthers were losing and they managed to tie the game at the end. Wow. I'm missing a hell of a game here. Alright, so Glenn still unable to make a pass on Sean Higgins. He has a few more laps to go, five laps to go, if my math is right, because they are 1 lap behind and we are on lap 64 of 70. It doesn't look like Juan Orrego is going to be able to join this battle here for P7 or P8. He's still some amount behind Glenn Cooper, 3.5 seconds behind him to be precise. Alright, so the hockey game is over. They're gonna go to overtime. Wow. Alright, tell us in the chat here, who do you think is gonna finish in P7? Is that gonna be Sean Higgins or Glenn Cooper? Well, there we go. I was actually creating a poll here. Oh well. Looks like Sean lost it for a second and then reclaimed his position. So yeah, we have a fight here for P7 on the late stages of the race. I just posted a poll there where you guys can vote and see who's actually finishing in P7. Meanwhile, right ahead we have our Janis Riera 4.5 seconds behind Ezequiel Montero. I don't think Ezequiel's tires are giving up at this point. They're gonna be good to go to the end of the race. So 4 laps to go. We are on lap 66 of 70. Let's go on board with Montero. See how his handling is going so far with his used medium tires. Car seems fine. Let's go back with Glenn Cooper and Sean Higgins. The only battle that we have so far. This is the fight for P7. Just half a second between these two cars. And you can see already Orrego is catching the strain, but I don't think he's going to have enough laps to be able to make any sort of pass here, and he's gonna have to go by his teammate first, which will not be an easy task because we just saw what happened a few laps ago where Orrego let Glenn Cooper by. So yeah, they're getting close. Let's see what happens this time with the DRS open. Higgins has really nice top speed. Let's see, let's go with the current speed if that's shown in here. Oh nice, you can see how much faster the car behind is. Okay. Seven tenths. I don't know if Glenn is going to be able to pull this off. Lap 67. Let's not forget about our front runners. We don't want to miss the checker flag and the winner of the race, obviously. So we're keeping an eye on that. We're starting lap 68. But these two are having their own fight. So the chat here, they're saying Sean Higgins is going to claim P7, and it definitely looks that way. Although anything can happen in the last few laps of the race. It doesn't look like Glenn Cooper is able to catch up, at least with the DRS, so he needs some sort of mistake from Sean Higgins, especially at the hairpin, which is kind of like the only chance you have here to pass somebody easily, at least. You can always be brave and pass someone at turn 1 or at the second chicane, which is very risky because it goes downhill and then you have the wall immediately. So not the best place to make a pass. So yeah, so far 6 tenths behind. The Cooper is not able to, to get within like 3 tenths of a second, which is ideal for passing. But now look, Orrego joined the fight, and this has become an extended battle now between 3 cars. So maybe Orrego is gonna pull a pass on his teammate right at the end of the race. Oh wow, this will be very surprising if it happens, because they swapped positions not too long ago. Maybe 5 or 7 laps ago they swapped positions. I guess Orrego is gonna start getting impatient soon if Cooper is unable to make the pass. Again, the DRS is open, but no way he gets close enough to make the pass right there. So looks like Glenn Cooper. Well, 4 tenths. I mean, it could be this lap. Let's see what happens this lap around. Montero's on lap 69. My favorite number. Hard to would say it's P11, but yeah. Alright, so Montero is about to start the last lap of the race. I believe so. Yes, it's not a checker flag yet. So Montero is starting the last lap. So these two here will need to get on with it, especially Glenn Cooper, if he wants to claim P7 at the end of this race. They are gonna have one more chance at the back straight with the DRS, I don't think Orrego is going to come up with something crazy here and pass Cooper. Wow, look at how close he's getting, but not close enough. Not close enough. Let's go with Montero because he's getting almost there to the checker flag. Fastest lap of the race by Dejan Kovacic, 1:11.4. So he's gonna claim that prize. Snatch that from Josh Mills. I guess the new set of soft compound does the trick. So still Montero here, is gonna be the winner of this race. Ezequiel Montero going back to the top step of the podium. Winner of the SimRacingHub F1 2025 Canadian Grand Prix. What a comeback for the Argentinian driver after his disappointing DNF in Barcelona 2 weeks ago, and then Janos Riera finishes in P2, and then we have to wait for a year for Josh Mills to finish his race. Oh, let's see. Sean Higgins still ahead of Glenn Cooper, and it looks like that's the way they're gonna finish this race. 7, 8, and 9, and then in P6 we had already our finisher here, Aaron Rabi. Great job for Ferrari, and Dejan Kovacic in P5. So the last two cars on the lead lap are Josh Mills, who's already waving for some reason, celebrating this magnificent podium, 50 seconds behind P2. There we go, Josh Mills. And finally we have Alejandro Sanabria finishing in P4. So great result tonight for the Mercedes team, getting a P1 and a P4. And it looks like everybody has seen the checker flag at this stage, so let's see with Montero here. It's already joining in the pits. Alright, let's go over the finishing order now. Let's see, where do we do this? Race results, there we go, race. So, winner of tonight's race, the Ezequiel Montero, followed by Janos Riera in P2. Then we have the first Red Bull, the only Red Bull tonight, of Josh Mills in P3. Alejandro Sanabria in P4 for the second Mercedes. Then Dejan Kovacic, a great finish for him in P5, scored the fastest lap of the race, even though it's worth 0 points. Aaron Rabi substituting in for Richard Walcott in P6 for Ferrari. Sean Higgins managed to secure that P7 after fending off Glenn Cooper in the McLaren, who finished in P8. And then close by was Juan Orrego, who's driving in for Oro Acosta here tonight in P9 for McLaren. And then rounding up the point scoring positions was Richard Haney in the other Kick Sauber in P10. Outside of the points, we have the captain John Cook with his best finish this season in P11 for Alpine. Then the other Alpine driver, Jacobo Cardoso, in P12, right behind his teammate. I think this is the first time this year he's outscored by his teammate John Cook, but I'll check that later. In P13, we have the other Aston Martin of Ricardo Sr. P14 belongs to Bill Worrell, who suffered from a turn 1 incident at the start of the race. P15 for the first William of Cliff Van Leeuwarden, followed by his teammate Tony Mitsalis. And then the last car to finish the race was Jeff Oppenheim on the Racing Bull, P17. Only 2 retirements tonight, Steven Broderson and Darren Fisher. So I'm gonna see if we can get someone for some interviews. So give me some minutes here to see if I can. Let me see. Let's get Josh Mills. So we have Josh Mills here. Let's see if by any chance I'm gonna get Montero. So Montero is here as well for the interview. and I don't know if we're gonna get Argenis Riera. So congratulations, Ezekiel, another victory finally, recovering from your retirement in Barcelona. So how was the car this time around?
Thank you.
You can do it in Spanish, that's fine.
Ah, ok. La pregunta fue cómo sentí el auto.
Sí, ¿cómo estuvo el carro? ¿Cómo estuvo el carro esta vez? ¿Algún problema o fue todo bajo control?
Sí, estuvo todo bajo control dentro de lo que era mi estrategia. No sabía qué es lo que iba a hacer Argenis. Pero dentro de todo yo hice lo que tenía planeado. Era salir con soft, después medio y lograr llegar con el auto entero.
Sí, nos pareció extraño que Argenis haya puesto los duros para el segundo stint y también paró inmediatamente luego de que tú paraste. Puede ser que haya sido una reacción por el undercut, pero parece que así salió la estrategia y te funcionó. Ok.
Sí. O sea, la idea era cuando lo pasé, entrar a pit, hacerle un undercut, entre comillas, y pensando que él iba a ir más lejos con los hard y poner soft al final. Pero bueno, hizo lo que terminó haciendo.
Correct. Josh, congratulations, you get another podium as usual, but this time you were very far behind, so what happened this time around? We saw you struggling early on.
First stop, took 3 clicks of the front wing out of the car, went to the soft tires. It was better from there, but I don't think I had the strategy right, so I kind of just put it on cruise control the rest of the race just to make it home.
Yeah, at some point we saw you fighting with Sanabria and then Kovacic. You had a scare there. I think it was at the second chicane where you almost lost the car. But good recovery, you made it to P3, so yeah, congratulations to you too. I wish we had Argenis here tonight, but we don't. So yeah, thank you all for joining. I did this all by myself tonight. Hopefully it worked out pretty good. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the Austrian Grand